Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, April 9th, at 1:55 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 707 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. COVID-19 vaccination. India vaccination nears 100 million doses. Kim Jong-un warns of North Korea crisis similar to deadly 90s famine. Indian forces kill 7 suspected militants in Kashmir fighting. Portuguese judge to rule on trial for former prime minister. Iraq blames public for new virus record, urges vaccinations. Thailand faces growing outbreak ahead of New Year travel. China report accuses U.S. of causing humanitarian disasters. 3,000-year-old lost city unearthed in Egypt. Private sales emerge as obstacle to Senate action on guns. A year after COVID-19 superspreader, family finds closure. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. COVID-19 live updates. U.S. cases involving Brazil variant on the rise, according to CDC data, The Washington Post. Apple says iMessage on Android will hurt us more than help us, The Verge. Russian cosmonauts, NASA astronaut launched to the space station, CNN. Threat of volcanic eruption forces residents to flee St. Vincent, NPR. Anthony Fauci sounds the alarm over disturbingly high level of new COVID-19 cases, HuffPost. Chinese shows blur Western brands over Xinjiang dispute, The New York Times. Samsung's upgraded smart tracker can help you find your keys using AR, Gizmodo. Live updates. Derek Chauvin trial continues Friday, medical examiner expected to testify, Fox News. Kinzinger calls for Gates to resign, Politico. Taylor Swift, Breathe, Taylor's version, lyric video, FT, Colby Calais, Taylor Swift Vivo. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. 78 stunning photos of Elle Fanning-style evolution. The pandemic has led to collective trauma. Here's what that looks like. One Facebook group takes Satan worship to the next level. More than 300,000 asylum seekers are trapped in legal limbo. 63 photos of Mandy Moore-style evolution, from pop princess to red carpet queen. Jimmy Kimmel hits Trump with stark reminder of his COVID-19 denialism from a year ago. Hunter Biden laughs off Donald Trump Jr.'s attacks with a witty one-liner. Jerry Falwell Jr. encourages COVID-19 vaccinations with the weirdest selfie flex. Mayhem ensues on Fox News after Geraldo Rivera poses ghetto question to black pundit. Dr. Fauci sounds the alarm over disturbingly high level of new COVID-19 cases. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Lost wedding ring returned through social media. Former judge about to get out of prison. Man says cops took wife's mobility cart. Mom hurt trying to pull 1-year-old from fire. Man arrested after allegedly torturing dog. Cops, fire, rescue woman clinging to bridge. Cops arrest suspect in killing of 7-year-old dad. Community mourns death of veteran detective. Crews relocate fish as they prepare to drain lake, start work on dam. 97-year-olds killed by car that jumped curb. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. The Morning at Night, April 15th. Odessa. Johnson & Johnson vaccine deliveries to drop in U.S. China's forced labor backlash threatens to put NBA in unwanted spotlight. Why you cannot watch Circus of Life in Pakistan. Republicans' fake war against woke capital. As locusts swarmed East Africa, this tech helped squash them. The outlook for public schools in New York City. Republicans take up Trump's fight, leaving policymaking behind. Why the Gowanus Canal is a litmus test for NYC development. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Senator Rick Scott, Senate Dems are the problem. This simple bill will help get spending under control in D.C. Former Dallas police officer released from jail, has murder charges dropped, report. George scores 33 points, Clippers snap Suns winning streak. Jazz rout Trailblazers for 23rd straight home victory. Angels win 7-5 in home opener for Florida-based Blue Jays. Astros remain hot in home opener with 6-2 win over Athletics. Oilers beat Senators 3-1 to sweep 9-game season series. Cuomo staffers' work on his book wasn't voluntary, as required by law, some claim, report. Butler scores 28, Heat beat depleted Lakers 110-104. Nedeljkovic excels as Hurricanes blank Panthers 3-0. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, April 9th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Gabby Barrett and Jimmy Allen named ACM New Artists of the Year. UFOs, mysterious series of lights spotted streaking across Texas skies. Will Augusta weather soften a firm master's course? Adhir Kalyan and Parker Young describe United States about as a heartfelt American story. It's a miracle, owner reunites with beloved dog lost 5 years ago. 2021 NFL Draft, Benjamin Saint just confident he'll make an impact, I'm a sure pick. Report, Rosie O'Donnell's New Jersey house to be demolished and transformed into affordable housing. Unreleased Prince album from 2010, focusing on social justice, to be released this summer. LA Sheriff says unsafe speed was primary cause of Tiger Woods crash, no sign of impairment. New book Policing Black Athletes, Racial Disconnect in Sports examines Colin Kaepernick's protest, that has become the lightning rod for outrageous protest. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Germany needs a lockdown and may have to bring in curfews to curb virus, health minister warns. NHS finance chief stole $50,000 from elderly relative to help pay daughter's school fees. Counselor wins planning battle after neighbors complain they could hear son having sex in shed. Kate Garraway discusses emotional moment husband Derek Draper, 53, returned home. Doctors perform world's first living donor lung transplant to COVID-19 patient in Japan. Police officer arrested on suspicion of sexually assaulting woman in patrol car on duty. Under 40s could be asked to take an alternative COVID vaccine over AstraZeneca blood clots fears. Bridget Jones's Diary star Sally Phillips says women can still relate to a 2001 movie. Grant Shapps orders firms to slash cost of foreign travel testing. Brazil's daily COVID death toll hits record 4,249. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. The U.S. and British right to ramp up the war on wokeness. Hans K.N.G., Catholic theologian who challenged papal authority, dies at 93. U.S. sanctions on Myanmar gems target key junta funding source. COVID-19 live updates, U.S. cases involving Brazil variant on the rise, according to CDC data. Loud debates, fun banter, Mideast finds outlet in Clubhouse. Iran frees South Korean ship it seized in January as nuclear talks continue. Japan imposes tougher coronavirus measures in Tokyo to curb infection spike through May 11, weeks before Olympics begin. The Philippines drug war is putting more pregnant women behind bars. What happens to their children? My unusual week with Myanmar's violent, paranoid military junta. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus hive. Merkel plans new German law to force restrictions on states. Hong Kong suspends AZ order. Greta Thunberg says she will not attend COP26 climate summit. U.S. anti-abortion groups shift focus to voting restrictions. She sued for pregnancy discrimination. Now she's battling Google's army of lawyers. UK house prices hit record high a year after COVID-19 lockdowns began. Business hive. Rioters clash with police in Belfast, in pictures. China hands death sentences to UAE former officials. War in the woods, activists blockade Vancouver Island in bid to save ancient trees. We Didn't Stop, a Los Angeles abolitionist coalition that's racking up victories. Experience, a maggot hatched from my head. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Medical witnesses clash with defense over George Floyd's death. Amazon union organizers deflated as vote tilts against them. Rioters ignore pleas for calm as violence flares in Belfast. US Russian trio blast off on mission to space station. Mexico detains cartel leader, local politician in 2 raids. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Lost Golden City found in Egypt reveals hives of ancient pharaohs. George Floyd died from lack of oxygen, not fentanyl, says expert. Greta Thunberg, I don't think I'll be going to COP26. Ukraine conflict, Moscow could defend Russia-backed rebels. Ocean noise, study to measure the ocean's year of quiet. Taiwan drought, man retrieves phone dropped in lake a year ago. Sexual health, I cannot tell my mum I'm having sex. COVID, Australia faces vaccine delays after changing AstraZeneca advice. South Korea says tanker and captain detained in Iran released. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. On this day, April 9, 1964. AP Top Stories April 9, A. Johnson & Johnson dose allocation to fall 85% next week, Notre Dame latest university to require vaccination, latest COVID-19 updates. U.S., Japan to talk security in Indo-Pacific region. Derek Chauvin trial hive, medical examiner who performed George Floyd's autopsy expected to testify. Year after superspreader event, family has closure. At least 1 dead, 5 injured in shooting at Kentmore Cabinets in Bryan, Texas, suspect charged with murder. Today in history for April 9th. Water cannon deployed as Northern Ireland clashes flare. Witnesses describe panic at Texas shooting. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Stephanie Wiggins appointed as next Metro CEO. Cal State LA vaccination site draws thousands on day of open eligibility. Man found dead after tent fire on LA Skid Row. Deputies detain 3 juveniles after man with gunshot wound is found in Laguna Hills Park. Long Beach opens COVID-19 vaccine access to residents 16 and older. Earthquake, 3.6 quake recorded near Ridgecrest, California. Empty, unlabeled pill bottle found in Tiger Woods' backpack but was deemed irrelevant to crash. Los Angeles public schools will begin reopening next week. Here's what you need to know. California unveils sweeping wildfire prevention plan amid record fire losses and drought. South African and Brazilian coronavirus variants land in LA. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, April 9th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. China blasts UK for granting asylum to Hong Kong activist Nathan Law. UK grants protection to pro-democracy figure who is regarded by Beijing as criminal suspect. Pakistan's Prime Minister under fire for linking rise in rape cases to how women dress. Blinken tells Israel, Palestinians should enjoy same rights, freedoms as you do. ISIS leader was once a cooperative prison informant who ratted out terrorists to the U.S. military, newly released records show. In unusual move, U.S. Navy conducts Operation Near Lakshadweep without India's consent. Indian News, Times of India. Egypt says it has uncovered a vast, untouched, 3,000-year-old lost golden city. Now China has cruise missile-carrying catamarans chasing away ships in the South China Sea. India's first F battery plant to end China's monopoly, factory set up in Karnataka. Man's body was found after lying in Norway flat for 9 years, say police. Russian force on Ukraine border larger than any time since 2014, U.S. says. Cruise ship races to evacuate residents from Caribbean island of St. Vincent as volcano threatens to erupt. Climate change, Richburg Gap, conflict likely to grow, U.S. intelligence report. Egypt announces discovery of 3,000-year-old lost gold city in Luxor, described as the second most important archaeological discovery since the tomb of Tutankhamun. U.S. considering sending warships to Black Sea amid Russia-Ukraine tensions. COVID-19 hasn't slowed global warming, Earth's carbon dioxide levels highest in over 3 million years, NOAA says. The next headlines are from Forbes. Stop, inform, wait. Taylor Swift releases first re-recorded album, Fearless, Taylor's version, following sale of master recordings. Meet Super You, startup creating premium superfood blends to improve your health. Greenland said no to Trump and now says no to Australia and China. Narita Rubini's worries about another financial crash aren't crazy. Best Buy, Urban Outfitters latest to discover membership has its privileges, and its profits too. Voyagers employs innovative technology to deliver a sci-fi thriller. WWE NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2 results, winners, news and notes on April 8, 2021. BTS, Blackpink's Rose, Atties, Big Hyeon, Wave and Shinee, the best-selling albums of March in Korea. Sales at China billionaire's SUV maker more than doubled in first QTR amid economic recovery. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Brain cell bouquet and snaps from Mars, March's best science images. A Guide to Plan S, the open access initiative shaking up science publishing. Author correction, dense sampling of bird diversity increases power of comparative genomics. What manta rays remember, the best spots to get spruced up. COVID research updates, new coronavirus variants muscle aside potent antibodies. A hurricane wrecks Monkey Island, and leads to new monkey friendships. Author correction, protecting the global ocean for biodiversity, food and climate. The World Population Update, Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,697,579,567 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Valkarajani's Wemake Both Morphing Singers, leaps into scripted with image exclusive. Beta film at Supernormal, Thou Shall Not Lie, taking Spanish power women to the world exclusive. Maribel Verdish is on a rare TV role as Ana Trammell in Spanish legal thriller Ana Olin. DCD rights to launch at MIP TV Drywater Season 2, from Yerba producer Portacabo exclusive. ZDF Enterprises boards Laborn 2 Feet is co-producer and worldwide distributor exclusive. Das Boot director Andreas Prochaska and producer Moritz von der Groben on MIP drama titled The Winemaker exclusive. Impact X Studios bows with prestige scripted slate, Dumas, Baldwin in Paris Blind Ambition exclusive. Vistor picks global rights to Mr. Bugs Anakrend, having joined series Project LOI's exclusive. Dr. Sales Serenades, Sex, Revolution and Islam lands at Juno Films exclusive. Irvlino to invest $120 million in animation, including Johnny Depp voiced Puffins exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. U.S. sees record number of migrants taken into custody at southern border. Hunger remains issue for many Texans, 1 year after pandemic began. Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny's health worsens as hunger strike continues. Betting big on electric vehicles, Biden faces fraught decision on GA battery plant. Missouri's long fight over voting rules is now part of a larger national battle. What's in Biden's $400 billion plan to support families' long-term health needs? Threat of volcanic eruption forces residents to flee St. Vincent. Man indicted for attacking officer with skateboard during U.S. Capitol riot. Brazil top court orders probe Bolsonaro's pandemic steps. Chauvin trial, George Floyd gradually succumbed to lower and lower levels of oxygen. The following headlines are from The Week. The Cynic's Case for Democracy. The Joss Whedon problem haunting the Nevers. Hunter Biden tells Jimmy Kimmel about crack addiction, Donald Trump Jr.'s wildly comical nepotism slurs. Late-night hosts pick titles for Mike Pence's memoir, catch up on Matt Gaetz's extracurricular activities. Man runs from Disneyland to Disney World for diabetes awareness. Jerry Falwell Jr. got the COVID-19 vaccine, would like you to, also. Kim Jong-un likens North Korea's economic troubles to catastrophic 1990s famine. Matt Gaetz is also reportedly under scrutiny over alleged Florida ghost candidate skullduggery. Adam Kinzinger becomes first GOP member of Congress to call on Gaetz to resign. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Writer Rick Bass fights for 20 grizzly bears. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. What a Cold War mission reveals about climate change today. The next headlines are from Universe Today. What are the best ways to search for technosignatures? An intermediate mass black hole discovered through the gravitational lensing of a gamma-ray burst. Perseverance captured this image of a rainbow on Mars, but it's just a lens flare in the rover's camera. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, April 9th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Leo loses his tail, we gain a constellation. The closest extragalactic fast radio burst yet? 5 ways fish are like you and me. 100 Days of Sunspots. Use the Big Dipper to find the Little Dipper. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. How to stop a pandemic before it starts, illustrated. What about the cops who watched George Floyd die? Biden moves ahead on civil rights without Congress, but his legacy depends on them. The tragic mediocrity of the U.S. Congress. The nation's cartoonists on the week in politics. Kinzinger calls for Gates to resign. Gates-tied group threatens to sue reporters writing on his Trump relationship. Biden has a new point man on guns. He faces a steep hurdle in the Senate. Biden to request $715 billion for the Pentagon, slight increase from last year. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. AFL 2021 live updates, Port Adelaide and Richmond Square off at Adelaide Oval. NRL 2021 Round 5 live updates, New Zealand Warriors take on Manly Sea Eagles, Penrith Panthers face Canberra Raiders. Final second Terry Evans field goal gives Manly season life. AFL teams, Mumford returns for another clash with Grundy. Bubble-weary NSW Stars lift for a huge week of finals. Even at 27, George says he was always going to get his AstraZeneca jab. Victoria moves to full capacity for venues under 1,000 patrons. Tommy Raudonikis was certainly terrific, but also completely terrifying. AFL Round 4 teams and expert tips. Melbourne Health fined $340,000 over patient suicide. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. NerdWallet, how to choose investment funds, what to do, and what to avoid. Next Avenue, too much stress giving you a pain in the stomach, how your brain plays a role. Kelley Blue Book, what's new and different for compact cars in 2021. Europe markets, European stocks hold steady at record levels, but yields creep higher. Asia markets, Asian stocks falls after Chinese inflation data surprises to the upside. The Wall Street Journal, SoftBank investing $500 million in mortgage startup Better. In one chart, travel and leisure top list of corporate credit ratings in flux during pandemic. The Wall Street Journal, Nike, MSCHF settle Lil Nas X Satan Shoes lawsuit, refunds to be offered. IPO report, Impossible Foods prepping for $10 billion IPO, report. Personal Finance Daily, just 500 households in New York City will pay the highest rate in Cuomo's millionaire tax hike and suicide deaths fell during the 2020 pandemic, but why? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. China on a mission to turn junk patents into treasure, Yahoo News. Higher Ed makes America the innovation capital of the world, here's why opinion, the News Journal. Nixo reports full year 2020 results Brussels Stock Exchange, NYXH, Globe Newswire. Coveting cannot score patents from ex-worker, First Circ, says, Law 360. Beidou, what's at risk when the government goes margin in, BioWorld Online. Brazilian Supreme Court grants preliminary injunction that puts pharmaceutical patents at risk, Lixology. The Promises and Perils of 6G Technology Quinn Emanuel Urquhart Sullivan, LLP, JD Supra. 5 high-profile device company court battles, Medtronic, Smith plus Nephew and more, Becker's Orthopedic and Spine. Teva aims to revoke rival's blood transfusion drug patent, Law 360. What the future may hold, patent analyst Kavita Energy aims to turn big ideas into big things. Market Screener, MarketScreener.com. The next headlines are from Quartz. Secret contracts show how China structures loans to become Africa's preferred lender. Tano Quartz Japan 4/12/4/16. Amazon's union vote, U.S. teens shop shine, living lung transplant. The world's largest vaccine manufacturer is facing a COVID-19 vaccine shortage at home. Indian government refuses to allow IIT and IIM students to get vaccinated out of turn. Why Hollywood keeps enabling abusive movie moguls, even after Me Too. U.S. teens are flocking to a Chinese e-commerce site you've never heard of. How online scammers fooled one of Africa's biggest fintech startups. Should India open up the COVID-19 vaccines for all age groups? India is now clocking the highest number of fresh COVID-19 infections in the world. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Game publishers, if your DRM, anti-cheat software does creepy installs, warn your customers first. Filecoin Foundation donates $10 million worth of Filecoin to Internet Archive. NYPD training document shows how a terrorist response group was weaponized to attack protesters. Republicans using incredibly sketchy and manipulative dark patterns to dupe people into donating way more than intended. Uninformed legislators shoot down right to repair legislation in Colorado. Daily deal, Trio 3-in-1 aluminum desktop charging stand. Lawyer whose main claim to fame is suing a news org to get it shut down, now complains about cancel culture. Russia ramps up censorship beef with Twitter using deep packet inspection tech. Torrent Freak continues to get DMCA takedown notices despite not hosting infringing material. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Hunter Biden. DMX. Frozen 4. Phoenix Suns. Rebel. CTE. Avelo Airlines. Suns. Bryan, Texas. Justin Thomas. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Half of Russians voice support for public use of new digital ruble, poll. This is indeed a war. Poland Health Service struggles to cope with third wave of coronavirus. Manifestation of desire for world peace, local celebrity streaker named as he goes viral for holding up Grenada vs. Man UTD clash. Beijing calls on Tokyo to be responsible and consult neighbors as Japan's PM says dumping Fukushima water into ocean unavoidable. More migrants, please. COVID-19 has caused fall in foreign workers coming to Russia, leaving country short of manpower, Kremlin. India, China ramp up gold purchases as market starts recovering from pandemic pain. CNN goes after racist Asian-themed fonts in widely mocked feature. UK depends practically entirely on EU for COVID jabs, but bloc only received 25% of doses promised by AstraZeneca, vaccine boss. Watch, monkey hooked up to Elon Musk's Neuralink plays mind plumb with just its thoughts. More than 5,000 tons of extraterrestrial dust rain down on Earth each year, new research says. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. OECD sets ambitious midsummer deadline for global minimum tax talks. European Court of Human Rights rules that mandatory vaccinations are illegal. Never seen anything like this. $1 display chip shortage causes chaos in global supply chain. Biden just declared war on millions of law-abiding gun owners. Monetary policy in America is a mess. Things are even worse in Europe. BMW is the latest car manufacturer to smash Q1 comps, sales rise 33.5%. The Donbass War of 2021? Boom or bust for the economy and markets. JPM previews the next 100 days for Biden. 53% of Canadians on brink of insolvency. Robert Epstein, big technician's greatest threat. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Gunmen kill 11 Nigerian troops in central Benue State. Nepal battles worst forest fires in years as air quality drops. Turkey fumes after Italian PM Draghi called Erdogan dictator. Bollywood anxious as India abolishes film certification tribunal. Counting underway in tight Samoa election. China's factory prices surged last month, here's why that matters. Holidays for the rich, airlines slam UK travel restart plan. Egyptologists uncover lost golden city buried under the sands. COVID roundup, vaccine restrictions, record cases and job losses. Nike ends lawsuit over Satan shoes after New York firm recall. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Georgia elections official Sterling, media that criticized and examined every Trump claim, accepts claims by Biden, Abrams at face value. Judge imposes permanent ban on release of undercover videos of abortion conferences. But a judge, eldercare is infrastructure that makes Americans thrive. Philip Adams' dad says football messed him up long before shooting. Report, MLB commissioner feared All-Star game relocation would become a political event. Report, Tiger Woods had unlabeled pill bottle in car, was combative with officers after crash. Exclusive as speculation mounts around Pence's 2024 prospects, his PAC's board members praise him without endorsing. Mention, parts of GA law atrocious, but there shouldn't be federal overreach into elections and I'm not killing the filibuster. Mention, I support Biden's gun orders, don't support House background check bill. Top Republican to DHS, stop human smugglers from advertising safe passage on Facebook. The next headlines are from UPI News. Michigan man finds lost $150,000 Powerball ticket days before expiration. Watch, TikTok helps find owners of GoPro camera that spent 4 years underwater. 20-25 monkeys escape during construction project at German zoo. Look, baby fox is rescued from storm drain in Massachusetts. Watch, Army captain runs a mile in bomb disposal suit for world record. Website offers $1,000 to binge watch home improvement shows. Watch, model train plays 2,840 notes of classical music for Guinness record. Watch, Cincinnati police probe reported sightings of loose monkeys. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Weddings and Animal Crossing, or How the Pandemic Changed the Internet. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Travel agent helps aging veteran pilot pals go on Dream Boys trip, without costing them a dime. Queen is opening Buckingham Palace Gardens to picnickers for the first time this summer. Mind-bending pictures of the moon with inverted colors show where magma once flowed. Compounds in amber could help fight drug-resistant bacteria superbugs, scientists find. Particle mystery deepens as strong new evidence hints at fifth force in nature. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, April 9th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Giant lizard climbs shelves of Thai supermarket in search of food, video. The Guardian sure has some weird articles in their archives. Now, amazingly, you can get heartburn products courtesy of Gaviscon, made out of actual fireminches. Mrs. World is arrested for grabbing crown from head of Mrs. Sri Lanka. Up to 5 monkeys on the loose in Ohio, last seen in cemetery. Ted Nugent demands to know why we didn't shut down for COVID-1-18. Pepperoni rolls are one step closer to becoming West Virginia's official state food. University of Kentucky mistakenly sends 500,000 acceptances. Filipino man dies after being forced to do 300 squats as punishment for breaking lockdown. Sri Lanka beauty queen injured after Mrs. World steals her new crown. Monkeys thought to have escaped private collection on loose in Cincinnati. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Here's why you should quit. Are wind-powered cars a reality or just science fiction? Google has a secret block list that hides YouTube hate videos from advertisers, but it's full of holes. A closer look at Boston's free public transport trial. Cambridge Audio's Evo is a stunning streaming app for your hi-fi setup. Facebook adds labels to satire pages because people cannot tell what's real. Armored Brigade is even more fun with this fantastic World War II mod. Intel's new AI helps you get just the right amount of hate speech in your game chat. AI helps recreate painting hidden under a Picasso masterpiece. The Black Rover electric skateboard is the perfect 2021 answer to neighborhood travel. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Could Mario Kart teach us how to reduce world poverty and improve sustainability? COVID-19 causes unexpected cellular response in the lungs, research finds. Engineering researchers visualize the motion of vortices in superfluid turbulence. Rewriting evolutionary history and shape future health studies. New pig brain maps facilitate human neuroscience discoveries. Modern human brain originated in Africa around 1.7 million years ago. Chronic sinus inflammation appears to alter brain activity. Researchers illuminate mystery of sea turtles' epic migrations. Green chemistry and biofuel, the mechanism of a key photoenzyme decrypted. 2 studies support key role for immune system in shaping SARS-CoV-2 evolution. The next headlines are from Information Week. Fangraphs tags a cloud database to keep up with the big show. CIO best practices for communicating about disaster. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, April 9th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards Global Change Research Support Services contract. NASA selects innovative, early-stage tech concepts for continued study. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Here's where you'll still have to wear a mask after Utah's mandate ends Saturday. The triple team, Donovan Mitchell, taking advantage of opponent fear, Derek Favors, 10-year contributor for the Jazz. Utah Jazz remain cold from 3, but do enough of everything else to blow past Portland. Salt Lake City is going to start classes an hour later so high schoolers can sleep in. Biden has to get this right, Deb Haaland says of monument decision after Bears years tour. Utah's Tony Finau settles for a 74 in the Masters, even with 4 birdies. Ballet West promotes its first non-Asian dancers of color to the company's top level. Exclusive, we will circle all the wagons, newly obtained emails show San Juan County's push to reduce bears' ears. Bagley cartoon, sounds familiar. 42,000 more Utahns got COVID-19 vaccines, while 10 more died from the virus. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Microsoft is finally releasing a 64-bit version of OneDrive for Windows. Studies that add human cells to animal brains are ethical, panel says. Ant responses to social isolation resemble those of humans. Adding is favored over subtracting in problem solving. Verizon recalls 2.5 million hotspot devices due to fire hazard. Impossible Foods in talks to go public. Proctorio is using racist algorithms to detect faces. Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Nano weighs only 1.99 pounds and is powered by Intel Tiger Lake CPUs. Elon Musk's Neuralink co-founder says he could build a real Jurassic Park with genetically engineered dinosaurs. Reddit fueled penny stocks 6,400% rally reversing in Sydney. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Men pose as contractors, steal jewelry from Creve Coeur woman's home. Central West End double homicide suspect has violent criminal record. Electric vehicles are talk of 2021 St. Louis Auto Show. Cardinals fans embrace opening day with COVID protocols. 2 men found shot in North St. Louis. Missouri Republican lawmakers vow to defend Second Amendment rights after President Biden's gun orders. St. Louis Cardinals win 2021 home opener over Brewers. Police, employee kills 1, wounds 5 at Texas cabinet business. Jefferson County man charged with 2019 murder after body found. Creative contest, Eckerts needs your help designing this year's healthcare hero corn maze. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Local advocates mixed on Biden's bid to address nation's gun violence. More vaccinated Americans report side effects from Moderna than Pfizer, study finds. DMX's manager confirms rapper still on life support in Instagram video. Man acquitted in 1998 North County murder pleads guilty to meth possession. Group helps San Diegans find shots as vaccine eligibility expands. Mayor says expanded outdoor dining should be here to stay. Leaders go door to door with resources for Asian-owned businesses. Stadium stories, Chargers linebacker played major role on division title teams. Questions remain for family of teen killed in hit and run after Spring Valley man arrested. California plans $536 for forests before wildfire season. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Alleged Chinese spies indicted in Taiwan for money laundering, focus Taiwan. Top Biden cyber official, SolarWinds breach could turn from spying to destruction in a moment. Interpol warrant issued for suspecting Yale student's death. Former Smith County cheer coach indicted after hidden camera reportedly found in bathroom. China's techno-authoritarianism has gone global. Chinese combat and spy ships monitor Taiwan missile tests. Taiwan charges alleged spies after outed by Chinese operative who defected to Australia. Taiwan charges Hong Kong execs with money laundering, is probing spying claims. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marine Corps successfully tests new cargo drones. South Korea rolls out prototype of new KF-21 Borami fighter jet. Russian Navy sends more landing crafts into Black Sea. Sikorsky releases new video of Defiant X helicopter. DARPA awards 2 contracts to buy systems for cutting-edge electronic warfare technology. France conducts massive drills of its strategic nuclear forces. Russian atomic mortars spotted moving toward border with Ukraine. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. The grieving and the grievable. The yin and yang worlds of a Chinese literary outlier. U.S. debates changes in Taiwan policy as warships swirl around island. China's brick and mortar bookstores are making a comeback. Chinese brands and sneaker scalpers seize their moment amid Xinjiang cotton row. China's new youth, the diverse post-Tiananmen generation shaping the country. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, April 9, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Tracking the housing market, see what you can get in Contra Costa County. 4 dead whales found in Bay Area in the last week. Attorney, attack on Asian grandma in San Francisco not racially motivated. Extremely misconstrued, Draymond Green clarifies comments about women's sports. 4 women accuse Windsor mayor of sexual assault. Bay Area law enforcement backs crackdown on ghost guns. East Bay Staple reopens following year-long closure. Here's where CA stands on requiring vaccine passports as venues reopen. New effort to deter hate crimes against Asian community. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Iran frees South Korean ship it held amid dispute over funds. Lavine, Vucevic lead Bulls past Raptors, 122-113. After electoral loss, District 214 parents late renews calls for transparency. Doncic, Porzingis lead bounce back Mavs over Bucks 116-101. Des Plaines man charged in crash that killed 3 in Mount Prospect. Carpentersville's first marijuana dispensary opens off Route 31. Will Urlacher's mayoral write-in campaign prevail in Mettawa? Time will tell. Bankhole wins trustee seat against Hanover Park slate. After COVID-19 cases spike, University of Chicago tells students to stay home. McHenry County Clerk's Office figures out why results were misreported. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Crane capital no more, this U.S. city just beat Seattle for most construction cranes in the sky. Rare celebrity orca whales TLUK and chainsaw spotted in the Salish Sea near Washington. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia, Zambia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green alert for tropical cyclone Sarah to 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone Odette 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Soufriere St. Vincent and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, April 9th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Severe storms possible north of Houston Friday. Astros welcome fans back, but not all follow the mask requirement. Katie Sagal, Andy Garcia star in new ABC drama Rebel. Invasive giant African snails found in luggage at JFK Airport, officials. 20 million fake masks seized since beginning of year, CBP officials say. Rewriting racist property deeds in Texas. Bryan, Texas shooting, 27-year-old suspect charged with murder, held on $1 M bond. 5 ways you can support someone dealing with mental health issues. This California nonprofit collects used crayons that would otherwise end up in the landfill and recycles into new crayons for children's hospitals across the U.S. Body of fisherman missing since Saturday found, Chambers County says. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, doctors in Turkey urge lockdown during Ramadan. Japan imposes new virus measures in Tokyo ahead of Olympics. Relax on this century-old boat ride at Bitten this weekend. Doris M. Broom praises Taiwan's transformation for the better. U.S. sanctions Chinese computer makers in widening tech fight. The latest, Libya gets 57,000 AstraZeneca doses from COVAX. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, is NYC a crime-ridden cesspool or a sexy post-COVID paradise? Brooklyn Public Library has launched Whispering Libraries throughout Brooklyn. Bereaved families who received MTA's $500K COVID death benefit face a hefty tax shock. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. NYC launches care program for long-haul COVID patients. Behold Yaoikusuma's spectacular takeover of the NY Botanical Garden. NYPD union warns of sabotage against officers displaying parking placards on personal vehicles. NYC schools change to Case Rule 2 for Case Rule to reduce unexpected COVID closures. At mayoral forum hosted by teachers union, Yang faces heat from rivals and Ufthead. Early edition, that special feeling when you just miss an offer for 3 months free rent. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. In the secretive world of government-to-government lending, 100 Chinese debt contracts offer a trove of new information. Clash of cultures, is it real or a smokescreen? Paris goal still long way off, says President of UN Climate Conference. Humanitarian catastrophe in northern Mozambique beyond epic proportions. COVID-19 equitable vaccine scheme reaches more than 100 countries and economies. The invisible women in energy, biomass producers who deserve more recognition. Inhumane explosive devices crush lives and end livelihoods, UN chief. Overcoming COVID-19, world leaders must finance a more equal world to beat pandemics. New project to help 30 developing countries tackle marine litter scourge. Helping youth agribusiness keep pace with fast-growing Africa. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden administration announces plans to curb ghost guns, push red flag legislation. Can blood from young people slow aging? Silicon Valley has bet billions it will. Study, antidepressant drugs in the water making fish cowardly and nervous. Questions about BBC producers' ties to UK intelligence follow Mayday white helmets whitewash. What wasn't in Hunter Biden's book, How He Got Unauthorized Secret Service Protection, begged Joe to run for WH to salvage his own reputation and made porn films with prostitutes. Forensic experts prove laptop is president's son's. Biden's equity-focused infrastructure plan seeks to crush single-family zoning. One of Britain's richest men found stabbed to death in his country mansion. Mass vaccination event at Dick's Sporting Goods Park shut down after a number of adverse reactions. Biden's new executive orders could turn a whole lot of gun owners into felons. Officials use COVID to create statewide vehicle surveillance programs run by Wrecker Systems. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. No, DMX did not die on April 8, 2021. O.J. Simpson, Las Vegas Strip hotel settle defamation case. Was Cal Abrams tricked into insulting his future manager? Photos show historic Florida church transformed into home. Do disposable blue face masks contain asbestos-like substance? Shooting in Bryan, Texas leaves 1 killed, 4 hurt. Did astronaut Scott Kelly's heart shrink from space travel? Is California home to the most miserable cities in America? Are there 69,420 days until April 20, 1969? Did wheat producers in the 1930s make flour sacks to be fashioned into clothes? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Biden's missteps on gun policies. Video doesn't show but a judge staging bike ride. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The GOP destroyed its brand. Joe Manchin wants Dems to follow suit. Why Matt Gaetz was left twisting in the wind. Here's why Southern progressives don't just move somewhere else. Leaving the U.S. is easier now, it's getting back that could be the problem. Prince Charles feels erased, knowing Brits want Prince William to be king. The Ms. Amazon's messy stab at Get Out. He was partners with QAnon, now he wants them arrested. Lena Dunham's plus-size fashion line is another missed opportunity. Inside's DJ Bass Nectar's disturbing sex trafficking, child porn, and sex abuse allegations. Insiders say Me Too powerhouse Time's Up has lost its way. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Yankees renewing Rays rivalry will bring sour 2020 reminder. Kristaps Porzingis shows Mavericks he can be clutch. University of Kentucky mistakenly sends acceptance emails to 500K students. Alexander Georgie returning to Rangers net after long layoff. Ole Miss student allegedly sprayed bleach into frat pledge's mouth during hazing. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week. The moon meets Uranus. Snapshot. Chandra discovers X-rays from Uranus. First look at the 2024 total solar eclipse. Snapshot. Hypergiant star VY Canis Majoris sneezes like Beetlejuice. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Soyuz launch kicks off space station crew rotation. Source of Piney Point wastewater leak undergoing repairs. California to devote $536 million in fight against devastating wildfires. California to allocate $536 million to prepare for wildfire season. COVID variants complicate U.S. recovery efforts as children lead the latest surge of cases. Vaccine sites close after reactions to Johnson & Johnson shot. Experts forecast abnormally active hurricane season. 2 vaccine sites close after reactions to Johnson & Johnson shot. U.S. media overwhelmingly reports negative COVID-19 news. 87% of coverage is negative. Lyrid's meteor shower marks return of shooting stars. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 1 killed, 5 injured in mass shooting at Texas office complex, state trooper shot while pursuing suspect. Infamous Fairfest cheese sandwich tweet for sale as NFT, and Ja Rule is kind of involved. Man stabs woman to death during Facebook Marketplace fridge sale in Pennsylvania, police say. Amazon union vote in Alabama leaning against unionizing in early going. Black women died from COVID-19 at much higher rate than white men in 2 states, study finds. O.J. Simpson congratulates Sam Darnold on fresh start, tells Deshaun Watson he knows what accusations can do to your reputation. Dozens of monkeys escape from German zoo. DiNapoli says Attorney General James already has power to investigate Cuomo's handling of nursing homes. Elmo doll defiled by home inspector, filmed by nursery camera, cops. New York politicians voice support vaccine passport system, with some reservations. The following headlines are from military.com. Maintenance Squadron Commander removed at IS Air Force Base. Air Force drops space, cyber for mission statement as Space Force gains momentum. Charles Coolidge, Medal of Honor recipient who fought boldly in World War II, dead at 99. Police, off-duty Pentagon officer fires gun at suspects. Overseas military dependents face longer vaccine wait after millions of doses ruined. Congress to call Marine Commandant to testify on safety lapses after series of fatal accidents. Redesigned brakes and wheels are on the way for B-52 bomber. Pentagon condemns Taliban attack on base housing hundreds of U.S. troops. U.S., Iraq agree American troops should leave, but haven't decided when. Lawmaker blames lack of urgency for sluggish military records processing. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Day watch, Illinois hits record vaccine numbers, stay-at-home order issued at UFC and meteor tsunamis on Lake Michigan. The flip side of FOIA, mountains of paper, small government staffs and, for some, an attitude problem. Column, vaccinations are here and hugging's back, but some advice, ask before you hug. 7 things people would like to change about FOIA in Illinois. Column, it's the guns that kill, and Biden is right, U.S. gun violence is an international embarrassment. Corrections and clarifications. Chicago lags far behind other cities in getting rid of brain-damaging lead pipes. Even if Biden's $45 million replacement plan passes, city is ground zero for this problem. 2 officers involved in controversial shooting on CTA platform now face firing from Chicago Police Department. Ambulance flips during Northwest Side wreck, 2 hurt. Family of 13-year-old Adam Toledo prepares to privately lay him to rest, unaware of any plan to release police video of the shooting Friday, lawyers. The following headlines are from FIS.org. New cyclone barrels toward disaster-struck Indonesia. Biodiversity hotspots devastated in warming world. France to declare agricultural disaster over spring frost. St. Vincent warns of volcanic eruption, orders evacuations. Liftoff, pioneers of space. 3-man Soyuz flight honoring Gagarin blasts off for International Space Station. Could Mario Kart teach us how to reduce world poverty and improve sustainability? Earth's crust mineralogy drives hotspots for intraterrestrial life. Long-awaited review reveals journey of water from interstellar clouds to habitable worlds. Paper urges archaeologists and historians to work closely with people who are grappling with racism in public monuments. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, April 9th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. What is time? The Science of Taylor Swift and Other Improbable Stories. How to Save Planet Earth. E equals mc2, what does Einstein's most famous equation mean? There might be remnants of an ancient planet buried inside Earth, yup. The 25 best CBD oils for sale. 25 best CBD oils to buy right now. Nutrisystem reviews, new 2021 menu, meal plans for men and promo codes. Proven reviews, scam complaints or Nutravesta Proven weight loss pills work? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Albania's flights resume after 2-day airport closure. Spanish league finds no proof of racial abuse by player. German industrial production down again in February. U.S. envoy Kerry discusses climate challenges in Bangladesh. South Korean couple mistakenly vandalizes $440,000 artwork. Iran, 5 powers take stock of drive to revive nuclear deal. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes April 9, 2021, Elle Fanning, choose your battles wisely this year. Bridge, April 9, 2021. Word Game, April 9, 2021. Ask Amy, I confronted my wife about her suitors, and I'm not happy with her response. Harriet Cole, my daughter is about to repeat my big mistake. Miss Manners, she doesn't realize the ring she wears was stolen from me. Dear Abby, why do I go for younger girlfriends? It's not what that unhappy woman thinks. Prep football, Los Gatos erases 19-point deficit to clinch De Anza title. Cyclist fatally struck in Martinez. Oakland A's get right back to their losing ways against Houston Astros. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Japan imposes tougher coronavirus measures in Tokyo to curb infection spike through May 11, weeks B. Turkish military jet crashes during training, pilots rescued. Governor School for Entrepreneurs adding second session. Ex-volunteer firefighter charged with setting church fire. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Republicans are poised to gerrymander their way back to the majority. Pro-cop PAC tried to fundraise by blaming George Floyd for his own death. Howard Dean pushes Biden to oppose generic COVID-19 vaccines for developing countries. Rep. Veronica Escobar, Stephen Miller should be behind bars for role in Trump immigration policy. A big new idea to end the border crisis. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, April 9th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Obesity is linked to heavy periods and impaired womb repair. Balancing between buildup and breakdown of bone. Cancer-killing virus therapy shows promise against inoperable skin cancers. X-ray study recasts role of battery material from cathode to catalyst. Fighting dementia with clay. Toward reliable oral treatment for sickle cell disease. Study investigates link between lactation and visceral, pericardial fat. Childhood diet and exercise creates healthier, less anxious adults. A combined influence of 3 oceans on record-breaking rainfall over China in June 2020. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Burglar breaks into Lakeview apartments while victims are sleeping. Thunder Force, superpowers turn 2 likable actors into an anemic duo. Man reported missing from Calumet Heights. Man faces murder in West Rogers Park, fatal beating. Horoscope for Friday, April 9th, 2021. 7-month-old girl found critically hurt during well-being check, 1 in custody. Red Stars kick off Challenge Cup against Houston Dash in rematch of last year's championship game. Man shot during attempted robbery in Calumet Heights. Man who was driving when child shot on Lakeshore Drive charged with having gone without FOID. 2 hospitalized after car crashes into ambulance in Avondale. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Missouri task force is coming for your Bradford pear trees. Body of missing Missouri man found in car patrol, Jeffco suspect charged. Arrest made in killing of Maya Fleming, 7, and father. 5 great St. Louis Cardinals moments for opening day pre-gaming. 2021's best psychic reading sites for phone call, online chat, and live video readings. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Sunday's Detroit Music Awards will include Suzi Quatro, a Motown salute by Paul Stanley's Soul Station. Michigan man arrested after allegedly driving to Ohio nuclear power plant and claiming to have a bomb. Detroit must stop processing recreational marijuana business licenses for now, judge orders. The best weed detox kits that work, top-rated brands. Bill Proctor and MT's Dave Messry discuss the case of Ray Gray on WDET. OMFG, there are 2 Van Gogh events coming to Detroit. Here's all the info you need so you can stop emailing us about the confusion. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, April 9th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Openings and closings, Fedgens debuts, Acme Oyster House opens. Rusty Hardin files motion to reveal Deshaun Watson accusers' identities. Reviews for the uneasily quarantined, Mafi. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, Black Restaurant Week and crawfish galore. Indie trio Getter debuts new single Blindsided. Please get vaccinated, don't take horse dewormer. Best virtual bets, Bruce Lee, Cave People, and Lions in Tel Aviv. Upcoming Houston food events, Zero Waste Dishes and a Boozy Sip and Stroll. Brightwire brings it all together for new album. Abbott blasts Biden for alleged abuse at migrant youth shelter before investigation begins. The next headlines are about world records making news. Israeli kidney donation nonprofit hits world record breaking 1,000 transplants, The Times of Israel. Longest relay wine toast, the Napa Valley Wine Wave sets World Record Academy. Web Extra, musical model train breaks a world record, CBS Miami. The world record holder for most burpees in an hour resides in Minnesota, Fox 9. 31-0, the Australian world record that led to claims of racism, Sydney Morning Herald. Edina personal trainer completes world record 715 burpees in 1 hour, Fox 9. World record Super Mario Bros. Run of 4:54 achieved, finally breaking the 4:55 barrier, Nintendo enthusiast. Heritage Auctions announces record first quarter sales surpassing $337 million, Gray Sheet Daily News. South Coast snowboarder breaks half-pipe world record at just 15, breakfast, ABC local. Defusing danger soldier sets Guinness World Record, DVIDS. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Elon Musk's public transit in Las Vegas still just humans driving cars slowly in a tunnel. Samsung's upgraded smart tracker can help you find your keys using AR. Emails show Amazon pressured USPS to install mailbox at Alabama warehouse ahead of union vote. Biden orders Department of Justice to come up with a way of regulating untraceable gun kits. MacBook and iPad production reportedly hit by component shortage. Pinterest makes moves to be the least hellacious hellhole online. Scientists finally figured out a way to make natural cyan blue food coloring. Leak of a reported 500 million profiles actually very boring, LinkedIn assures users. 11 Apple Watch apps you need to install ASAP. Goodbye, asteroid Bennu, it's been real. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Linguère in Senegal at 115.34 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Wi-ID in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Partial count shows Amazon workers rejecting union by 2-1 margin. U.S. COVID cases disturbingly high as Michigan sees dire spike. Apple, Epic Games lay out detailed arguments for upcoming legal battle. The Apple Watch Series 6 is down to its lowest price yet today. FTC urges courts not to dismiss Facebook antitrust case. Lenovo's gaming phone has an extreme dual fan cooling system. Amazon warns Texas, don't pass bill that would drive up wind power costs. Why some investors are excited about Ryan Cohen as GameStop's next chairman. T-Mobile 5G home internet, $60 a month, 100 megabits per second speeds, and no data cap. Twitch takes additional steps to punish off-Twitch user harassment. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Mind blown, modern brains evolved much more recently than thought. Effort to create first Amazon labor union appears headed for defeat. MyPillow's Mike Lindell has big plans, more movies, and Trump back in the White House. Florida sues to end cruise ship COVID restrictions. Matt Gaetz hired former Apprentice contestant, and she's threatening to sue journalists, report. Matt Gaetz receives harsh criticism, you had your Venmo transactions on public. First Republican in Congress calls on Matt Gaetz to resign. Florida lobbyist may broaden Matt Gaetz sex trafficking scandal into public corruption case, NIT. Watch, Republicans cannot hide from Matt Gaetz sex scandals, some things are just too dirty. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Facebook let Trump lie America into an insurrection. Will it stop other leaders from doing worse? So far Biden is taking right-wing extremism seriously, but actually fixing the problem will be a lot harder. The most important pandemic industry you've never thought of. EPA Chief Michael Regan relishes clean slate after years of Trump chaos. What we should talk about when we talk about root causes of migration. Yesterday was World Health Day. Here are 3 unconventional recharge health tips. U.S. gun violence is an international embarrassment, Biden says. One important lesson from the HIV epidemic: optimism is a powerful public health weapon. How HBO helped the guy hosting QAnon dodge a serious accusation. Facebook says it takes down hate speech. A new lawsuit says they're lying. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Book review: A zoologist imagines what alien life might look like, on Dark Magazine. Earth's crust mineralogy drives hotspots for intraterrestrial life, Eureka alert. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Full text: GM1 gangliosidosis, mechanisms and management TACG, Dove Medical Press. How Gabby Giffords is using music to rewire her brain after being shot, PBS NewsHour. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, April 9th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, April 9th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement: News8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno@xenomails2021 by News8. All rights reserved. Instagram,